What else might the engineer think of? Well, blind humans sometimes seem to have an uncanny sense of obstacles in their path. It has been given the name of facial vision because blind people have reported that it feels a bit like the sense of touch on the face. One report tells a totally blind boy who could ride his tricycle at good speed round the block near his home using facial vision. Experiments show that, in fact, facial vision is nothing to do with touch or the front of the face, although the sensation may be referred to the front of the face like the referred pain in the phantom limb. The sensation of facial vision, it turns out, really goes in through the ears. Blind people, without even being aware of the facts, are actually using echoes of their own footsteps and of other sounds to sense the presence of the obstacles. Before this was discovered, engineers had already built instruments to exploit the principle, for example, to measure the depth of the sea under a ship. After this technique has been invented, it was only a matter of time before weapons designs adapted it for the detection of submarines. Both sides of the Second World War relied heavily on these devices in such code names as ASDIC, British, and Sonar American, as well as Radar American or RDF British, which uses radio echoes rather than sound echoes. The sonar and radar pioneers didn't know it then, but all the world now know that bats, or rather natural selection working on bats, had perfected the system tens of millions of years earlier, and their radar, a trip feats of detection and navigation that was tried and engineered them with admiration. It's technically incorrect to talk about bat radar since they do not use radio waves. It is sonar. But the underlying mathematical theories of radar and sonar are very similar, and much of our scientific understanding of the details of what both are doing has come from applying radar theory to them. The American zoologist Donald Griffin, who was largely responsible for the discovery of sonar in bats, coined the term echolocation to cover both sonar and radar, whether used by animals or by human instruments.